December 25th, 1863. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow sits reflecting in the study of his home, a residence that served as George Washington's military headquarters for a while back in 1775. However, this clapperboard mansion with dark shutters and impressive columns flanking the whitewashed front holds significant sorrow for Henry. Only 2 years earlier, Henry's wife Fanny died from several burns when her dress caught fire. Henry tried to put out the flames with a rug and badly burned his face and hands in the process. The front hall rug still has burn marks from that terrible day. Henry has raised his 6 children alone over the past 3 years. This day also holds a more recent pain. Propped on a pillow in the study sits Henry's oldest son, Lieutenant Charlie Longfellow, recovering from a grievous wound he sustained a few weeks ago while fighting in the Civil War. A musket ball tore through Charlie's shoulder to shoulder, nicking his spine in the process. But he is alive. It is here that we find our grief and worry-stricken author. He is struggling. He hasn't written anything original over the past few years, but this morning he feels an inspiration. He sits at his desk, quill in hand. The study is quiet except for the sound of church bells in the distance. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And thought how as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. He peers down at the page. He likes the stanzas, but there is an issue. These words don't express any of the anguish that has colored his life for the past 2.5 years. We forget that the Civil War was unlike anything Americans had ever experienced. Perhaps we are desensitized by death and destruction, but Americans in the 1860s were alarmed by the scope of death surrounding them. The largest army that George Washington had ever led into battle was 16,000 strong. In this Civil War, hundreds of thousands of men take the field. Cannons can be heard from miles away, and the dead and dying in the thousands lie scattered over the field for miles around. Perhaps it is this that inspires Henry's following stanzas. Then from each black accursed mouth the cannon thundered north and south, and with the sound the carols drown of peace on earth, goodwill to men. It was as if an earthquake rent the heartstones of a continent and made forlorn the households born of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. You can hear the pain in each word. Despair, death. It weighs heavily on his heart and in his hand. And yet, as the coming Messiah brought hope to a dying world, and as the subsequent celebration of his coming has provided hope throughout the ages, Christmas has a way of shifting our perspective. The distant church bells are still ringing. Henry scans through his words again as he listens to their sound. It seems his heart catches a glimmer of hope that slices through the gloom of his life. He finishes the poem with one more stanza. Then peal the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to